Hi there, my name is Mohammad and I'm a third year medical student studying in London, and welcome to the first video on my channel. So in today's video we're going to start off by talking about the overview of the function of the nervous system. You know, the nervous system is going to have so many important functions, such as allowing us to think, allowing us to make decisions, allowing us to even create emotions and feeling these emotions, such as fear, such as love and disappointment and anger and happiness and excitement. So these kind of things. And it also allows us to feel pain and pressure and touch and vibration. So lots and lots and lots of important functions. And also an important function is that the nervous system has an important role in regulating a constant internal environment, you know, which is the process of homeostasis. So again, lots of functions. So in today's video we're going to talk about what the nervous system is going to be made up of, and also what things do we need in order for us to have a functioning nervous system and perform the functions that I've just listed for you. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to start off, what is the nervous system made up of? You know, the nervous system is going to be made up of so many cells, you know. We have neurons. The nervous system is made up of neurons. And there are so many different types of neurons. And we're going to talk a bit about them later in this video. And what else is the nervous system made up of? The nervous system is also going to be made up of cells called glial cells. And glial cells are cells that are going to support neurons. And you know, in fact, there are about 10 times more glial cells than neurons in the nervous system. And what else is going to be making up the nervous system? You know, things like water and nutrients and growth factors. Okay, all of these important things. So in order for us to perform the functions that I've just listed for you, in order for us to have a functioning nervous system, what do we need? You know, the first two are self-explanatory, are just so obvious. So the first thing is that we need a brain and a spinal cord. And when you bring both of these things together, it's going to form the central nervous system. And what is the central nervous system? We're going to discuss about it a bit later. Okay? And the central nervous system is really important. And you're gonna see why. What else do we need in order for us to have a functioning nervous system? We also need peripheral nerves. And there are different types of nerves, but the two different types of nerves that I want you to know is going to be the sensory neuron and the motor neuron. And you're going to see the significance of these neurons in a bit. What else do we need? We're also going to need effector organs. Effector organs are so important because the result of the decisions that are going to be made by the central nervous system are going to act on these effector organs. So effector organs include things like muscles. We have different types of muscles in the body, such as smooth muscle cells, such as the heart muscle, the cardiac muscle, as well as skeletal muscles. And also effector organs include things like glands, okay? Because, you know, if we don't have effector organs, the nervous system is going to be useless, because the resultant effect is not going to be there, because we don't have effector organs. This is why effector organs are so important to be part of the nervous system. So now let's see how all of these components are going to come together. So again, the central nervous system is going to be made up by the brain and the spinal cord. And the spinal cord is just going to be a continuation of the brain down the spine. So this is the spinal cord over here. So now, and as we just said, we have two different types of neurons. the two main types. We have the sensory neuron and we have the motor neuron. So first, let's talk about the sensory neuron. The sensory neuron is going to have receptors, and these receptors, what are they gonna do? They're going to detect things from the environment and from the body, and it's going to detect things like what? It's gonna detect things like pain, temperature, vibration, pressure, sound, taste, all these different kind of things. And what it does is these receptors are going to process the information, and they're going to transduce these signals into electrical signals so that they are going to be able to be transported down the sensory neuron to the central nervous system, the brain or the spinal cord, or even both, And what happens in the central nervous system is that the CNS is going to process the information, and it's going to make sense of it, and it's going to come up with a decision on what it wants to do with that information. Okay? Once the CNS has done that, the motor neuron is going to pick up information from the CNS, and it's going to send the information of what the CNS wants to do to effector organs, to muscles or glands. Okay? Let me give you an example. Say you are in a really cold environment, and you're gonna have your temperature receptors. They're going to pick up information from the environment. Okay, once information about the environment are picked up, it's gonna go again to the central nervous system. Okay, the CNS is going to realize that you are feeling so cold, and therefore the CNS is gonna be like, man, I don't want to be cold. I want to start warming myself up, And what is it gonna do is that it's going to make a decision that it wants to warm up the body. So motor neurons are going to pick up the signals from the CNS based on what the CNS wants to do, and it's gonna send those signals to effector organs. When you're cold, what happens is that in your skin, you have these erector pili muscles, which are going to control the movement of the hair on your skin. So when these erector pili muscles are going to contract, what's going to happen is that the hair are going to stand up. And the significance of this is that it's going to help trap air, preventing you from losing heat, okay, in order for you to feel warm. What else is going to happen? The motor neurons are also going to send signals to the arterioles, to the smooth muscle cells of the arterioles that are going to supply your skin. And what is it going to do? It's going to cause vasoconstriction to these muscles. The muscles are going to contract, and therefore reduce, and therefore less blood is going to reduce, and therefore less blood is going to go to your skin, and therefore you will lose less heat. So this is just like a mechanism based on what the CNS wants to do as a result of the signals that has received from the sensory neuron in order for you to warm your body up in response to feeling cold. So this is just like a general overview about what the nervous system does. And if you enjoyed the video, if you found it informative, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and see you next time.